I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on trigonometry. Here is an excellent question from one of our subscribers. It is based on compound angle trigonometry. I hope its solution will help many others. Let me once again thank all our viewers and subscribers on the YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute to participate so actively and enrich our channel with their knowledge of question banks which they are sharing with us. So let's see how to solve the given question, which is given a cos square alpha plus b cos x, we are given that a cos square x plus b cos x equals to 1 has the solution x equals to pi by 3 pi and 5 pi by 3. Find the possible value of the coefficients a and b. So that's the question. So we need to find what is a and what is b. And we are already given this quadratic equation solution. Does it make sense to you? That's the question, right? Now, since we use this term, quadratic equation solution is given to us, we need to find the coefficients. Now it makes sense, right? So you could actually solve it in many different ways. Let me also discuss with you some strategies to solve, as we do receive questions from different parts of the world and students all over the globe watch our solutions. So what we are saying here is that we have three solutions, right? These are the three solutions for the quadratic equation given to us. That is what we are given. So a couple of approaches. One, what we could do here is we can start from the solution itself. So when x equals to pi by 3 is a solution, let's find what is cos x, right? So we say for x equals to pi by 3, cos x will be equals to cos of pi by 3, and that is equal to half, correct? Right. And when x is equal to pi, in that case we have cos of x equals to cos of pi, and the value here is minus 1. And when x is equals to 5 pi by 3, then cos x will substitute 5 pi by 3, will get cos 5 pi by 3, and this value is half. Well, it is not important to remember these values, but it is important to understand why and how we get these values, right? A couple of ways. You could think about cosine graph as like this, right? That is your cos function, and clearly cos pi is the center value, so that is what is minus 1. Is that clear to you? One value, correct? The other value, which is pi by 3, which is for some 60 degrees, the 5 pi by 3 value. 5 pi by 3 is this, correct? So that is pi by 3. And 5 pi by 3 means that you come all the way to quadrant 4. And this is 5 pi by 3. In both the cases, the angle, the acute angle which we are talking about, is pi by 3, right? So it is 5 pi by 3, that is full circle, right? This is 5 pi by 3. So this still is pi by 3. So both angles are same, and you know from the rule that all are positive in quadrant 1, so cos pi by 3 is positive, sine, tan and cosine, cos is positive in 4 also, so both values should be positive and same. Some of you can also make use of this special triangle, which is pi by 3, pi by 6 and pi by 9, or pi by 2, right? So this is your triangle which gives you the value 1 over 2 for cos pi by 3. So that is the base. Perfect. So I hope that is clear. These are basic concepts. So from the basic concepts we got this value. Now we have two different values, which is 1 and minus 1, for which our equation is true, And therefore, we can actually write here those two values and continue. So we can substitute half for cos x, right? So let me say that this equation is true for half as well as for minus 1, right? So when we consider the formula for x equals to pi by 3, in that case we've seen that cos x is equal to half. So we'll write our equation in this condition. So a is a constant cos square x, right? Let me write the equation first. It is cos square x plus b cos x equals to 1. Now if I substitute half for cos x, we get a half square plus b half equals to 1, and that gives us a by 4 plus b by 2 equals to 1. Multiply by 4, we get a plus 2b equals to 4. Right? So we get one equation. Let me call this as our equation number 1. Now, we will use the value for x equals to pi, which is minus 1, for cosine. So cos pi is minus 1. So if I substitute this value of minus 1 here in the equation, we get a times minus 1 square plus b times minus 1 equals to 1. That is a minus b equals to 1. We'll call this as our equation number 2. Now we have two equations to solve, right? So we have a minus b equals to 1. Here we have 1 over 2. And so here we have, a plus 2b equals to 4. So simple math, let's do equation 1 minus 2, right? So we'll do equation 1, take away equation 2. So as soon as we do that, a minus a is 0, and that gives you 3b, right? So we get 3b equals to 4 minus 1, right? So 3b is 4 minus 1, which is 3. And that gives you the value of b, which is 3 over 3, or we can say b is equal to 1. Perfect. Now b is 1, so we can now find the value of a also. Let's call this as equation 3, right? Substituting in 2, we get a minus 1 equals to 1, and that gives you the value of a as 1 plus 1, which is 2. Perfect. So we will just substitute 3 in 2, right? To get our answer, and so our answer is that a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1, correct? So that makes sense. 2 minus 1 is 1, and we'll get our answer. Does it make sense to you? Correct? So I think this is probably the easiest way of solving this particular question. Let me mention some alternate methods here. Alternate methods, one of them which is commonly used in such cases is, we know that that is the solution. Perfect. So what we could do here is that we could really work out this quadratic equation, which could be written as a cos square x plus b cos x minus 1 equals to 0 in the factored form, right? Since that is the solution, we could write this equation as cos of x minus half times cos of x minus 1, that makes it plus 1, is equal to 0. So since those are the two solutions, right? So you could expand this equation and then compare coefficients. So following this method also, you can get your solution. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I find substituting and solving like we did a simple algebra, and that is probably a better way of doing. So you could adopt any method. Hope that makes sense. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.